Wednesday, January 15th, 2020, day trading recap. I'm going to go over, I had a few trades today, and only the last one, which was a short that I have up on the screen right now, ended up being success. But I'm going to go back and show you a trade at the open that did not work out for me, and that was, so Pinterest showed up in my pre-market scan. If you look at the daily chart, you could see that it had a bit of an up day yesterday. So it rose over $1 yesterday. So it had some momentum. It was in a gap because when you look at where it is right now, there's a gap down at some point back in November. Gap down on after Halloween. Had a bad Halloween. Once you find a stock that gaps down like that, once it starts to re-enter that gap, it can make a run because there's little resistance here. So I was alerted to it in the pre-market because there was some volume, and I was interested in it because it could have I was thinking it might make a run. Not great volume in the pre-market. It opened up, and right away I saw this big green bar for the first 30 minutes. And then this second candle started to form kind of a bottoming tail that went down to this 200 moving average, but it held VWAP. So I got in at the top of this candle at 22.54. And right away, the third candle, the next minute, it dropped, and I got out quickly at 22.40 for a 14-cent loss. Just there was too much resistance up here from the pre-market, so I should have known. I should have waited for it to kind of hold VWAP. When there's resistance like this, you really should make sure that it holds those key moving averages before getting in. Here, if this was at the high of the pre-market right here, I could have probably could have taken this without feeling too bad about it if it ended up coming back on me, because there was no resistance here, and it probably would have had a better chance of running. But here, because of the pre-market, there's just, you can see where I got in, there was still all this resistance up here from the pre-market. I just misplayed it, but then it came back up after it dropped below VWAP and came back and regained VWAP. And I put a little error here because I wanted to get back in at 22.52, like kind of close to where I got in the first time. And it did go all the way up to 22.95, so I would have had a nice 40-cent jump. And I just didn't, I couldn't pull the trigger on that, so that was unfortunate. And I kind of wish I had. And I think it might have gone, yeah, and then it failed again, and then it failed for the rest of the day. So that was an unfortunate loss. I took a loss on that. Also took a trade in NVO, and this one I was looking at the here. So it dropped. It actually came back down. This is my stop area, 62.46. I got in here because I felt like it was breaking the high of the day, and it might have a run in it. It wasn't as smooth as I would have liked, but it was holding the 80 MA pretty well. So I took it at what did I take it at? 62.59. It came back down, touched my stop, and then held this 8 EMA moving average. And I thought I got lucky basically because I almost said, when it started moving really quick here, I almost got out for a loss. So I just got out all my shares once I got above my break even at 62. So it made a little bit of profit, 3 cent gain, nothing great. So but that was a good move because you could see it did fail the rest of the day. Should have probably been looking for a short here once it crossed the 8 and the crosses 20 SMA, the 8 EMA crossing the 20 SMA. Probably should have gotten in right here at about 62.53. Could have ridden it down to about 62.17 right now, and it looks like it might keep going. So I didn't. But then I made up for those misplays. This wasn't much of a misplay. It was just I didn't get anything out of it. That opening minute misplay on Pinterest was unfortunate, but Criteo. So this one showed up in, I want to say it was a no gapper. Showed up in a no gap. Oh, it's actually my basic high new lows right now, but that's because of what it's doing right now. But I think it was my no gap list. No, actually it was my up down 2.5%, I think. Yeah, see, it's right there. So this scan, I use this in the pre-market and throughout the day. In the pre-market, I set it to the high volume, and in the day, I set it to the volume of the last 30 minutes. But you can see it had a lot of volume today, and it was high relative too, 6.36. This showed up on my scan, and I was interested in it because of what it looked like the last 2 days. When you look at the yesterday, I don't know if it had earnings yesterday or something. Oh no, it was news about it. I think Google was going to be pulling back on using cookies or something. Criteo is like an ad internet ad companies, so they do business with Google. So it was some news that ended up dropping the stock big time yesterday. Happened in the middle of the day, actually. If you look at the 15-minute from yesterday, big drop yesterday. So I was looking for maybe some continuation once I saw that it was still had a lot of volume today. And what I saw was a big drop. Then it was holding the ADMA, dropping again, holding the ADMA. So it was holding this moving average. And when you tighten it up, just because that first candle kind of blows it, I wanted to get in here at 14.29. I don't know why I didn't. I think it was just nerves. But that would have probably been a really good entry, 14.29, because it obviously went down to about 13.80, so over 50 cents. I waited until it kind of failed these moving averages again, because it came back up to 20 SMA, failed it. Probably here would have been another good entry. But I waited for these red candles all in a row and got in here at 14.20. So I shorted it at 14.20. I had a little move down. Big green candle here got me nervous, but again, the 20 SMA was here to rescue me. Hit its head right on that and continued down. Partialed out a little bit here at 14. What did I get a little bit out? So I saved some profit at 14.05. They took some more out at 14 on the dot. My first target was 13.98, and then it just blew through that, and I took out the rest at 13.88. So from 13.88, from where I got in at 14.20, a nice 32-cent drop altogether with some partials along the way. It's just once it starts doing this big drop and it's moving away from these EMAs that it's been using throughout the day, gets me a little nervous. But here I was able to get out a decent amount right here because it moved so quickly. So that saved my day, because the first trade of the day was no good. The next trade was basically flat. And I was looking for something to rescue my day. And this one was on my radar all day. As you can see, I had the arrow here. I was thinking about getting in here. Finally pulled the trigger at 2 o'clock. So these late day trades can be good, save your day, and worked out well. So tomorrow I'm still going to try and work on my opening range, 1 minute opening range trades, those trades in that first 15 minutes, because I've been doing really well with those. Just got to kind of narrow down my watch list from the pre-market so I can concentrate on the ones that are more likely to give good moves. So that's it. If you're interested in trade ideas and you like what you're seeing here, you can go to the description of this video, click on the links, and you can sign up for 1 month if you're thinking about day trading for as a hobby or just as a side income. You need trade ideas, so you can try it out for 1 month. Use the code TCTrader15 for 15% off the first month, or you can try out for a year depending on what you're interested in. And oh, look at this! Now it's even down to 13.80. So. Decent move. I love shorting. I'm so much more comfortable shorting later in the day, just because I feel like most of the time you get the sellers start winning out later in the day, no matter what the stock is, even if it's a stock that's already down. The sellers just sort of collapses on itself. So I was also lucky to get filled because it was an uptick roll. So I wasn't guaranteed to get filled, but I did. So I was happy that worked out well. Anyway, so back to trade ideas. If you're interested, check the description of this video. Click on the links. Definitely helps me out. And we'll hopefully be back tomorrow on Thursday with another video. Good luck trading.